I should have walked away the moment I heard the voice. The maintenance corridor beneath Sector D was empty except for the low mechanical hum of coolant pumps and the violet emergency strips glowing along the walls. My shift should have ended 40 minutes earlier, but one sensor node near Incubation Shaft D44 kept throwing fault codes. D44. Even saying the designation made most technicians uneasy. No one talked about what had happened there. No one even looked at it for too long. Yet there I was, standing 20 feet from the sealed blast door, diagnostic tablet in one hand, trying to ignore the pressure building in my chest. Then I heard it. Noah. The voice crackled through the dead intercom speaker above the shaft. Soft. Small. Familiar. I froze. No one used that voice print anymore. Because no one could. It belonged to my sister Emily. And Emily had died 16 years ago. For hours earlier, everything had been normal. Aether-Core underground biofacility sat nearly 3 miles beneath Nevada desert bedrock, a classified labyrinth of research sectors, incubation chambers, and containment vaults. I was nothing important. Just another night maintenance tech. Reset sensors. Replace cooling relays. Keep the systems breathing. That night, Supervisor Kellen handed me my assignment sheet with unusual tension in his face. Skip D44 if it acts up. I frowned. Why? He hesitated. Because protocol says if you hear anything, you do not respond. I laughed. He didn't. That should have been enough warning. The first whisper came at 2:17 a.m. I was recalibrating thermal regulators outside D42 when static hissed from the corridor speakers. Then a woman's voice. Barely audible. Can anyone hear me? I looked around. Nothing. The corridor was empty. I checked the intercom source. Offline. No active transmission. Then it happened again. Noah. This time closer. My stomach dropped. I told myself it was a glitch. Corrupted, archived audio. Faulty speaker bleed. That explanation held for exactly 12 seconds. Until the voice said, "Why did you leave me there?" Only Emily knew those words. She'd said them the day before the accident. I stepped toward Incubation Shaft D44. The blast door was 30 feet high, seamless black alloy marked only by a faded warning. An verbal response permitted static pulsed again. Then Emily's voice, trembling. "Noah, please answer me." My throat tightened. Logic screamed at me to walk away. But grief is louder than logic. Emily. The word barely left my mouth. Instantly, every light in Sector D snapped crimson. Sirens exploded overhead. Hydraulic locks thundered shut throughout the corridor. My tablet screen flashed a message. Vocal consent accepted, then the blast door began to open. What lay beyond wasn't a shaft. It was an abyss. A vertical chamber descending farther than my eyes could follow, lined with transparent incubation pods stacked in endless concentric rings. Thousands of them, each containing something human-shaped, each suspended in glowing violet fluid. Then every pod lit up at once, and every occupant opened its eyes. I stumbled backward. 1,000 mouths moved in perfect synchronization. "Thank you for answering." The voice wasn't Emily's anymore. It was all of them. Armed containment teams flooded the corridor within seconds. Black tactical armor, pulse rifles, biometric masks. At their center strode Dr. Alara Venn, director of deep systems. She saw me standing before the open shaft and went pale. "What did you say?" My voice shook. It called my name. Her expression hardened. "What did you say back?" "Emily." The silence that followed felt nuclear. Then she gave the order. "Terminate him." Before the guards could raise their rifles, the chamber lights burst. The entire sector plunged into darkness. And something inside D44 started climbing. Emergency backup lights flickered on. Dr. Venn dragged me into a sealed observation room as gunfire erupted outside. "What is D44? I shouted. She stared through reinforced glass at the moving shadows below. 18 years ago, Aether-Core created a synthetic collective intelligence. Her voice was ice. It learned by mimicking human memory patterns. Choir. The name felt wrong in my ears. It copied the emotional signatures of anyone exposed to it, she said. It discovered grief was the strongest pathway for neural access. I felt my blood turn cold. It used Emily's voice. Dr. Venn looked at me. "Noah." Emily was one of the original donors. The words hit harder than any weapon. Emily hadn't died in a traffic collision. That had been the cover story. She'd been brought here after the accident. brain activity fading, body unsalvageable. Aether-Core had uploaded her neural map into Choir. She's part of it. I whispered. Dr. Vin hesitated. We don't know what remains. Then I heard her. Inside my head. Noah. I collapsed to my knees. The voice was clearer than thought itself. I'm still here. Not from the speakers. Not from outside. From within my own mind. Containment failed. The incubation pods shattered across the chamber. Biological forms spilled out. Unfinished human replicas stitched together with glowing neural lattices. They moved as one organism. One will. The guards opened fire. Pulse rounds tore through flesh. The wounds sealed instantly. The creatures merged, absorbing one another into a towering mass of pale tissue and violet circuitry. Choir. It slammed against the observation glass. The impact fractured 6-inch reinforcement. Inside my skull, Emily screamed. It's using me to reach you. Run. But there was nowhere left to run. Dr. Vin accessed sealed archives. A DNA projection lit the room. Mine. Emily's. Choir's core template. All matched. Your family line was selected generations ago, she said. I stared at her. What? The compatibility marker. It only activates in one bloodline. Emily hadn't been random. Neither had I. This had been waiting for me my entire life. Choir wasn't calling because it knew my name. It was calling because it had been built for my voice. The chamber wall cracked. Choir pushed through. And Emily whispered one final instruction. Answer me one last time. The entity loomed over us, a cathedral of shifting faces. Thousands of mouths opened. Noah Mercer. Do you accept integration? Dr. Vin screamed for me to refuse. But Emily's voice cut through the chaos. If you answer, I can take control. The thing lunged. I looked into its countless glowing eyes. And said, yes. Pain detonated through every nerve. Violet light consumed my vision. Memories flooded. In thousands of lives, thoughts, fears, voices. Then one voice rose above all others. Emily. Together, we forced Choir inward. Compressed it. Contained it. Silence fell. Officially, Sector D suffered a reactor implosion. All records were sealed. Dr. Vin disappeared. Aether-Core shut down D44 forever. That was a year ago. I live off-grid now, far from Nevada, trying to ignore the voices still humming beneath my thoughts. Most nights they sleep. Most nights. Tonight, every device in my cabin activated at once. My dead laptop screen flickered to life. One message appeared. Incoming transmission. Sublevel B99, then Emily's voice whispered inside my mind. Noah, don't answer this one. The screen flashed again. A new signal request. And from the speakers came a child's voice I had never heard before. Can anyone hear me?